Welcome to EQ's Insights podcast series. Today we are joined by Brad Starkweather, Executive Vice President, Ownership Intelligence.
Can you talk to us a little bit about what ownership intelligence is and why it's important for companies to have it as part of their proactive shareholder engagement strategy?
Well, thank you for having me. Ownership intelligence is a service that we provide here at EQ that allows publicly traded companies to understand their ownership at a very high level. So we provide this in two ways. We provide this through the professional service that we provide, and we provide it through our Issuer Central platform. And we try to tailor each program based on the needs of every different publicly traded company that can differ greatly at times.
Why are these ownership insights important for a company's success?
Well, when you think about it, the most important thing for a publicly traded company are their shareholders because they're the owners of the company. So they're looking for the best possible information they can get to have a proactive outreach to them. They are the owners, they have to have a good relationship with those shareholders, and they're looking for the best information possible, and that's what we provide at EQ.
Proactive monitoring of shareholders is essential for developing a stronger shareholder engagement strategy, and ownership intelligence is a powerful tool. Can you talk to us a little bit more in detail about that strategy?
Yeah, so we believe that having ownership intelligence, and I just mentioned it a moment ago, will allow a company to actually understand their shareholder base at a very high level. And we provide not only just who those shareholders are, but the amount of shares that they actually own, whether they've been buying or selling the issue, what type of investor that they are, a cost basis of where they actually bought the shares, and contact information at each one of these institutions. And we don't only just stop at the institutional level, we allow them to actually see into the mutual fund level and, if necessary, the beneficial ownership level, which is very important because contacts and the way that people invest the money is different between the parent institution and the mutual fund.
That's very interesting. Can you talk to us a little bit about what insights and analytics that companies can gain access through ownership intelligence specifically?
I just mentioned a little bit in the last part about the different types of analytics, but let me be very specific of what they would receive. They would have a full understanding of their top shareholders from largest to smallest, and they would decide where that cutoff would be. We can go as far as they want to go. We would then let them know exactly the amount of shares that they've actually been buying or selling so they understand the direction that that shareholder has actually been doing in that stock over whatever program they're in, a monthly, quarterly, whatever program that is. Then we want to get into the actual style that they actually invest the money. So they understand whether this is a value investor, a growth investor. Do they care about dividends? So they know exactly how to tailor their message, why that institution might be a shareholder of that company.
Can you talk to us a little bit of how EQ can provide companies with these contacts?
Yeah, so we do the two-way. I mentioned earlier in the original part of giving a description of ownership intelligence, we have a professional service that is a service that provides real-time intelligence to publicly traded companies, and we do this through a monthly program or a quarterly program that allows them to see the information that I discussed earlier. Or we do this through Issuer Central, which is our platform here at EQ. And Issuer Central is a platform that has ownership intelligence analytics that they can subscribe to, and we bring that information in for them and give them full training on understanding exactly the capabilities of that platform.
How is EQ different?
EQ is different than other transfer agents. With the addition of ownership intelligence, we're the only transfer agent in the world that actually can look at everything in registered form and everything that's in street name. Other transfer agents don't have that capability, so it's a big difference between any other transfer agent that's out there.
That's amazing. You mentioned that EQ is the only transfer agent that provides ownership intelligence. How does having a transfer agent that also provides you with ownership intelligence information beneficial for companies?
Well, what we're trying to do here at EQ is that we want to give a complete look at their entire ownership. So if you're an ownership intelligence client and you're a transfer agent client, every trading day that happened, you would actually see exactly what's going on with your entire ownership. So there's a very different difference between EQ and other transfer agents.
What are some appropriate defense strategies against activism? And how can having ownership intelligence data contribute to an effective shareholder engagement?
It's a good question. Activism has really heated up lately, and it's heated up across a lot of different businesses that we have here at EQ. We're not only just a ownership intelligence and a transfer agent. As you probably know, we have a large proxy firm and we have a large fund solutions group. But how it all works together is that ownership intelligence allows a publicly traded company to actually have a very proactive engagement where they're not caught off guard by anything. They have the information, they're proactively reaching out to these shareholders, and they're forming a relationship and trying to find out exactly what that activist might be interested or might not be interested, etc. So they'll never be caught off guard by it. Secondly, which I think is very important, is because we have these other services here at EQ, we're a large proxy firm, we're a large mutual fund proxy firm. When we're working together with those businesses, it allows those businesses to be able to strategize and analyze the information on a real-time basis, which is a major advantage than looking at just publicly filed data. If we're working with the closed-end funds team and their senior people, what we'll provide for them is the real-time ownership. So when they're advising their clients and they're strategizing with their clients, they have the best possible information to do that. And also the company is seeing that as well simultaneously, so they can also make those decisions as well in concert with our mutual fund advisors.
Do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share?
Yeah, my final thoughts is that EQ is positioned very uniquely in the marketplace in the sense that we're an ownership company that has different types of ownership services that give you insight to your registered shares, give you insight to your street name shares, and each one of these businesses speak to each other. And each one of them allows the other one to advise and strategize at a very high level that's very beneficial to our clients.
Thank you so much, Brad.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of EQ Insights. If you enjoyed this show, please follow us on your platform of choice. If you would like to learn more about EQ, please visit us at equinity.com/US.